It could have been a lot worse, but Sandy left a big trail of damage as she swept through the eastern seaboard Monday night. Good morning. Welcome to the News Hub. I'm Rolf Winkler. The Category 1 hurricane caused major flooding in some parts of Manhattan, also a power outage in lower Manhattan, as you can see in that shot. It also inundated Atlantic City, New Jersey, left 5.2 million without power, and in the end may cause an estimated 10 to 20 billion worth of damage. We're joined now by Wall Street Journal contributing meteorologist Eric Holthouse to let us know the latest on the storm. Eric, good morning.
Hi.
So let's get the specifics. Where is the storm and what is its status?
So the storm right now is located inland over Pennsylvania. Wind speeds are, the last I checked, wind speeds are gusting in 20 to 30 mile an hour range across most of the tri-state except for coastal Connecticut and coastal Long Island, which is still showing gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So this is almost 20, about 20 hours now of tropical storm force winds in some parts of the tri-state.
Okay, now just to put this in context for everyone, Katrina, a Category 5 hurricane, this was a Category 1 with really nearly double the wind speeds, caused billions more of damage, far more than Sandy, even though it was in a far less densely populated area. So this storm, it could have been a lot worse, correct, Eric?
It could have been worse, definitely. We came in lower Manhattan with a storm surge of 9.2 feet. Added to the high tide level of 4.7 feet, we had water levels, flood levels of 14 feet in lower Manhattan. In Katrina, in the worst flooding, there were 20 to 30 feet storm surge. So, that storm was a lot more concentrated in a specific area. Sandy appears to have spread its energy across most of the Northeast.
Mm-hmm. Now, to be clear, though, it's not like you're completely out of the woods here. I remember with Irene, for instance, and with hurricanes in general, sometimes some of the most dangerous times during the hurricane can actually be after it's passed. Because remember, these are circular storms on the back end of it. They can kick up pretty big wind gusts that end up knocking down trees that have been weakened overnight. So things like that, there's still a risk from this storm.
Exactly. And the storm is expected to linger inland for about 2 days. So we still have a while yet, maybe another day or so of rain and high winds. And trees that have been stressed or power lines or anything, they still have a lot of stress to be put on them today. Let alone, people going about trying to clean up, be extra cautious that you are, following advice of local officials and not touching down power lines, not walking through flooded areas. You don't know how deep the water is, and, you could step in an open manhole and fall right in. So it's very dangerous out there. And
while some of this flooding that we're seeing this is overnight in Manhattan, so you did get, with some of the storm surge, there were parts of Manhattan, the lower Manhattan, that were under a significant amount of water, but a lot of that flooding has receded here. How about in the rest of the eastern seaboard? What's the status, say, in New Jersey, where Sandy really hit direct?
Yeah, storm surge in New Jersey for 2 tide cycles looks like it was at or near record levels. So they had, an extended, 12-hour period of surge where in lower Manhattan we had only 1 tide cycle, thankfully, even though it was timed perfectly with high tide, unfortunately, to kind of maximize the amount of damage during that high tide cycle in Manhattan. New Jersey, coastal New Jersey appears to have received floods as far as a half-mile inland across much of the coast.
Wow. By the way, speaking of inland, West Virginia is actually getting tons of snow on the back end of Sandy, correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest snow totals, but there is a blizzard warning out, and it's been out for about 36 hours now. The forecast that I saw had 2 to 3 feet of snow in parts of West Virginia, and that could extend down into the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina and northward all the way up and towards Ohio.